How did they map Antarctica before it was officially discovered in the 1800s? That single question has sparked decades of serious debate. Because when you examine certain ancient maps closely, the details feel strangely precise, almost uncomfortably accurate. Coastlines appear where they supposedly shouldn't. Entire southern landmasses show up centuries before formal exploration. So are we looking at coincidence, clever guesswork, or something far more unexpected? Tonight, we're breaking down 3 controversial maps that continue to divide historians and mystery researchers alike. First up, the Piri Reis Map, created in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral and skilled navigator. It clearly shows parts of Europe, Africa, and South America, fairly impressive for its time. But the real controversy lies along its southern edge, where an unusual landmass appears. Some researchers claim that shape resembles Antarctica's coastline beneath the ice. Here's the problem. Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820, over 3 centuries later. Mainstream historians argue it's simply a distorted extension of South America. Early map projections often stretched and warped coastlines dramatically, especially near the poles. When modern overlays are applied, though, certain alignments look surprisingly close. Close enough to raise eyebrows, but not close enough to confirm anything definitively. Piri Reis himself wrote that he compiled his chart using several much older source maps. Some of those source maps, he claimed, dated back to ancient civilizations. Unfortunately, those originals no longer exist, if they ever did. And without the originals to examine, we're left with unanswered questions rather than hard evidence, which only deepens the mystery. Next up is the Orontius Phineas map from 1531, and what it shows at the bottom of the globe is where things get interesting. This one seems to show a fully formed southern continent, complete with coastlines and interior features that look intentionally mapped. What makes it intriguing is the inclusion of mountain ranges drawn across that southern landmass. Today, advanced radar mapping shows mountain formations deep beneath Antarctica's ice, structures we cannot see with the naked eye. But according to modern geological evidence, Antarctica has remained ice-covered for millions of years, predating any known human civilization. So humans couldn't have mapped it in an ice-free state, at least according to current science. Historians explain that Renaissance cartographers believed Earth required a balancing southern continent. They called it Terra Australis, a proposed southern landmass inserted for balance, even without physical proof it existed. In other words, they may have been filling empty space with educated assumptions. Yet again, some of those coastal shapes appear surprisingly precise to modern eyes, which is exactly why the debate refuses to disappear. Specific enough to intrigue scientists and map historians, drawing them back to the originals, but it stops short of being definitive proof. So are we seeing real knowledge, or modern minds forcing patterns onto old drawings? Some alternative researchers suggest these maps were copied from much older, now lost originals. Possibly from a civilization that existed before the last ice age dramatically reshaped coastlines. Around 12,000 years ago, sea levels rose rapidly as massive ice sheets melted. Entire coastal regions would have disappeared beneath rising oceans within generations. If advanced societies lived along those coasts, their cities could now be underwater. Even today, humanity has mapped just a small percentage of the world's oceans, meaning enormous regions remain hidden and mysterious. But here's the critical counterpoint. There is no verified evidence of Ice Age cartographers. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and that standard still matters. Still, archaeological discoveries continue to push back our assumptions about early human capability. Sites like Göbekli Tepe reveal complex stone construction far earlier than once believed possible. Today, we rely on massive cranes and advanced machinery to lift heavy stone blocks. Yet ancient builders achieved remarkable precision using tools we're still studying. Does that mean lost super technology existed? There's no solid proof of that. But it does mean our timeline of civilization's development may not be as simple as we thought. So were these ancient maps evidence of forgotten knowledge, or just cartography shaped by imagination? The debate continues, and now it's your turn.